You felt it. You wake up tired, despite sleeping all night. You walk into a room and feel suddenly heavy. You talk to someone and leave drained, as if something was siphoning your energy. It's not just stress. It's not just emotion. You may be under attack by something you can't see. They're called energy parasites, and they're real. Not in the sci-fi sense, not in the horror movie sense, but in the energetic, vibrational, deeply human sense. And the terrifying part? You don't need to believe in them for them to feed on you. In ancient traditions, Taoist, Vedic, indigenous, Kabbalistic, these parasites were well known. They were called by many names: astral larvae, thought forms, shadow feeders, psychic attachments. But they had one thing in common. They attach to you through resonance. They're not demons. They're not evil spirits. They're patterns of frequency, low, sticky, and hungry for attention. And your body, your aura, is the buffet. So how do they find you? They don't break in. You invite them. Every time you dwell in anger, every time you spiral in shame, every time you replay fear like a broken loop, you create an opening in your field. It's like blood in the water. Parasites don't feed on light. They feed on distortion, on stuck emotion, on unhealed trauma, on unprocessed thought. They enter quietly, through memories, relationships, even media. You won't hear them, you won't see them, but you'll feel them, like fog, like fatigue, like something not you lingering in your space. And once attached, they do three things. 1, drain your life force. You start feeling exhausted for no reason. Coffee doesn't help. Sleep doesn't fix it. 2, distort your thoughts. They echo your fears, amplify self-doubt, and mimic your inner voice, so you think it's just you. 3, feed on your attention. They provoke emotion just to keep your energy cycling in loops, because loops are food. This isn't fantasy. This is energetic ecology, where everything, seen and unseen, either gives or takes. And you've probably been giving without knowing what you're feeding. In Part 2, we'll explore how to detect these parasites in your own field, what to look for, how to feel their presence, and the subtle ways they alter your energy without a trace. But for now, ask yourself, when was the last time you felt completely yours? The most dangerous parasites are the ones you don't know are there. They don't leave bruises. They don't shout. They whisper in the tone of your own thoughts. So how do you detect them? You don't use eyes. You use resonance. Start by scanning your energy, not your body, your field. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Bring awareness to your space, not just within your skin, but around you. Notice, is there any part of your field that feels dense? A subtle tension, a flicker of cold in one shoulder, a thought that won't stop looping? These are not just mental noise. They are anchors. Energy parasites don't float randomly. They attach to specific frequencies, usually emotional wounds, and they love hiding behind 3 masks. 1, the victim loop. That part of you that replays injustices. I always get hurt. No one understands me. These things always happen to me. Yes, the wound is real, but parasites inflame it, because pain keeps your attention stuck in the past. 2. The inner critic. The constant self-judgment. I'm not enough. I'll never change. They don't respect me because I'm weak. This isn't just self-talk. It's often an embedded voice, subtle, familiar, but laced with sabotage. 3. The energy fog. You're not sad, not angry, just flat, uninspired, numb, stuck in a fog. That's depletion. Something has been slowly feeding without leaving fingerprints. Your job isn't to fight it, it's to witness it, clearly, fully, without shame. Because parasites thrive in shadow, shine light, and they loosen. Notice where your thoughts feel repetitive and draining, where emotions don't seem to move, just cycle, where your instinct says, "This doesn't feel like me." That's your opening. That's your clue. Some practitioners report other signs: cold spots in energy field, unwanted intrusive images during meditation, sudden emotional dips for no reason, nightmares with strange, feeding themes. If you've experienced any of these, it's not time to panic. It's time to observe, because you can't clear what you haven't seen. In the next part, we'll dive into how to cut cords, dissolve the energetic residue these parasites leave, and reassert sovereignty over your field. But first, ask yourself, how many thoughts in your head were never yours to begin with? You've identified the fog. You've heard the voice that isn't quite yours. Now comes the hard part: separation. Energy parasites don't live in your body. They live in your field, attached by threads of attention, emotion, and memory. To remove them, you don't need exorcism. You need clarity. Start with a technique the ancients knew well: cord cutting. Not metaphorical, literal, at the energetic level. Every thought loop, toxic tie, unresolved wound, it forms a cord, a line of energy, two-way, charged by attention. When you relive that old betrayal, when you replay that argument, when you keep watching that one creator who makes you feel worse, not better, you're not just remembering, you're feeding. So here's how you cut. 1. Center yourself. Sit still. Breathe low into the belly. Feel your field expand around you. 2. Visualize the cord. Pick one draining memory, tie, or pattern. See the thread. It may appear gray, black, or red, extending from your body to that person, idea, or event. 3. Call back your energy, out loud or in your mind. I call back all energy that is mine. I release what no longer serves. 4. Cut. Imagine a blade, light, gold, clean, slicing the cord. Watch the other end dissolve into smoke. 5. Seal the space. Visualize light filling the point of contact. No gaps, no openings. It's done. And here's the secret. You may have to do this more than once. Parasites test for weakness, but the more you show sovereignty, the less access they have. Support this with cleansing rituals, salt baths, smudging with sage or palo santo, sound healing, especially 528 hairs and 963 hairs, cold showers to reset your auric field, and most importantly, guard your attention. Parasites feed on where you place your focus. The more intentional you are with what you read, watch, speak, and think, the fewer openings remain. This isn't about fear, it's about energetic hygiene. Think of it like this. You wouldn't let anyone into your home without checking who they are. So why let anything into your mind or energy without discernment? If this is resonating, if part of you feels like it's waking up to something that's been there all along, subscribe now. Hit the bell, not just to follow this journey, but to protect it, because the next step takes you deeper into your own power. Now that the cords are cut, you face the real task, rebuilding your field. Cutting parasites isn't enough. If you leave the space empty, something else will fill it. Nature abhors a vacuum, so after clearing, you must fortify. Ancient masters understood this. In every clearing ritual, they followed up with one thing: energy sealing. Not metaphor, practice. Here's how. 1. Solar charging. Stand outside, barefoot if possible. Face the sun with closed eyes. Visualize golden light entering your crown, flowing through your spine, and filling every cell with warmth. Say inwardly, I am filled with my own light. I do not host what is not mine. 2. Elemental shielding. Imagine each element forming around you. Earth beneath, grounding and stabilizing. Water flowing, emotional cleansing. Fire behind, willpower and clarity. Air above, clarity of thought. Ether surrounding, pure awareness. Each layer locks your field, sealing out distortion. 3. Breath anchoring. Take 9 deep breaths into the belly. On each exhale, visualize a shell of soft white light growing around you. Not rigid, not defensive, just clear and defined. You're not hiding, you're shining with boundaries. Why does this matter? Because parasites don't chase strength. They chase leakage. They seek the unhealed. They resonate with incompletion. When your field is whole, when your presence is intentional, they simply can't stay. And here's what happens next. Your dreams shift. You stop waking up tired. You feel a quiet power behind your voice, and people begin reacting differently. Some drawn to you, others suddenly distant. That's your field realigning. Don't mourn what fades. Celebrate the return of clarity. You're not protecting your energy anymore. You're broadcasting truth. That truth becomes your shield, and nothing parasitic survives long in truth. In the next part, we'll go deeper into how to spot parasitic dynamics in people, content, and even your inner dialogue, so you stop inviting energy that drains you before it enters. But for now, Sit still, breathe deep, and ask yourself, when your field is sealed and radiant, who are you without the noise? Not all parasites are invisible. Some wear smiles, some speak softly, some live inside your beliefs. Because not all energy drains come from entities. Many come from relationships, media, and mental loops that feed on your attention day after day. Let's break it down. 1. Parasitic people. They're not evil, but they are energetically unconscious. They constantly vent without shifting, guilt you into staying connected, pull your attention into their chaos, leave you feeling off after each interaction. You're not imagining it. Some people don't want energy with you. They want it from you. Pay attention to who texts only when they're in crisis, who leaves you exhausted, not expanded, who doesn't listen, but loops. It's not about cutting everyone off. It's about consent. Who you allow into your field determines the quality of your life. 2. Parasitic content. You scroll and scroll and scroll. What started as information becomes stimulation, and what you consume consumes you back. Ask, does this uplift or agitate me? Am I informed or just overwhelmed? Do I feel clear after this, or hollow? Some content is engineered to feed on dopamine, outrage, and fear. It doesn't educate. It drains. Remember, your attention is currency. Don't fund what's feeding on you. 3. Parasitic beliefs. I'm not good enough. Everything's hard for me. I always attract the wrong people. These aren't just thoughts. They're programs, and programs attract parasites because limiting beliefs emit a predictable low frequency. That frequency becomes bait. And here's the twist. The parasite will reinforce the belief to keep feeding. You fail. See, I told you. You get ghosted. Of course. That always happens to you. It's not a coincidence. It's a feedback loop, engineered by a belief, maintained by a feeder. To break it, you don't fight the belief. You question its origin. Whose voice is this really? When did I first start believing this? Is this truly mine, or inherited noise? Awareness severs access, and the moment you start choosing presence over autopilot, sovereignty over habit, parasites lose their grip. In the next part, the final part, we'll explore your full energetic autonomy, how to permanently step into a state where you no longer repel parasites, because they simply can't reach you. And we'll end with one question that'll challenge everything you thought was you. There comes a moment in every journey where the parasite no longer needs to be removed because it can no longer attach. You've cut the cords. You've sealed your field. You've stopped feeding what drains. Now you step into the highest protection of all, neutrality, not apathy, not indifference, but a deep, silent inner clarity that doesn't overreact, doesn't leak, and doesn't chase. Because parasites can only stick to distortion. They feed on emotional charge, fear, obsession, guilt, craving. But when you hold your center, when breath anchors your presence and awareness becomes your default, there's nothing for them to cling to. This is energetic sovereignty. It's not about shielding 24/7. It's not about paranoia or constant defense. It's about becoming so aligned that dissonance falls away on contact. You'll know you've reached this state when draining people lose their grip on your time. Addictive thoughts fade without struggle. You no longer feel attacked. You feel unavailable to distortion. Synchronicity increases. Chaos decreases. Stillness becomes your strength. It's subtle. It's steady. It's unstoppable. Because parasites, energetic, emotional, or psychological, only survive in systems that react. The moment you stop leaking attention, stop looping in guilt, stop identifying with every thought, you become untouchable. And from that place, you don't just avoid being drained, you become a source. You heal rooms just by entering them. You align others just by being aligned yourself. You turn light into a shield, not a wall, but a frequency barrier. And most importantly, you become fully you, unfiltered, unfed upon, unshakable. So here's the final question, not for your mind, but for your field. If you stopped feeding what was never you, what version of you would finally be born?